1872. London stood at the heart of the greatest empire the world had ever known, a city of royalty and industry, shining with the promise of progress. But beneath the coal smoke, another London lived in shadow. 1873. Step away from the grand boulevards, and the illusion collapses quickly. Marble turns into mud, and the air tastes of rot and sulfur. This was the hidden city, unseen by the wealthy. 1874. This journey is not about palaces, but about London's underworld. Through Gustave Doré's eyes, we enter streets drowned in fog. Here, the forgotten millions fought just to survive. 1875 welcomed to Seven Dials, a place the rich avoided in fear. Narrow brick streets formed suffocating canyons of noise and misery. Silence was a luxury poverty could never afford. 1876. Space here was worth more than silver in Victorian London. Families did not rent homes, they rented corners of single rooms. 3 generations slept in shifts on damp, filthy floors. 1877. If slums were prisons of poverty, Newgate was a prison of stone. Its walls swallowed the condemned, rotting from the inside out. Men became ghosts long before the hangman arrived. 1878, Doré shows the mill yard, where prisoners walked endless circles. They were forbidden to speak, forbidden even to look up. Only chains and dragging boots broke the silence. 1879, travel east, and the atmosphere shifts into the chaos of Whitechapel. The air is thick with herring, tobacco, wool, and human sweat. Immigrants arrived with nothing but desperation to work. 1880. Every inch of pavement became a market, every voice an auction. If you owned a basket, you were a merchant. If you shouted, you sold. The East End survived on ambition and exhaustion. 1881. All roads led to the Thames, the city's brown artery of trade and filth. Ships crowded the water, carrying goods from India, China, and America. Below them, the mud hid misery and death. 1882. Children called mudlarks waded through toxic sludge at low tide. They searched for coal scraps, nails, bones, anything worth a farthing. To them, the river was not beauty, but a monster. 1883. When night fell, London revealed its harshest truth. Men, women, and children huddled in doorways wrapped in rags. The question was always the same: where will I sleep? 1884. A penny bought you a bench indoors. 2 pennies, a rough bed. With nothing, you faced the streets filled with thieves and predators. Fog turned London into a hunting ground of desperation. 1885. In back alleys, opium dens offered escape from the unbearable city. The air was sweet and heavy, time dissolving into smoke. For a few coins, suffering faded into temporary darkness. 1886. To keep London burning with gaslight, men descended into industrial hell. Half-naked workers shoveled coal in heat like Dante's Inferno. Their lungs were traded for the empire's glow. 1887, Victorian London was a brutal machine of progress and poverty. It chewed up the poor to feed the engines of the empire's wealth. Doré captured the shadows so the forgotten would not be erased. 1888. The main streets roared with chaos, wagons crushing together in endless gridlock. Even a funeral hearse could be trapped beside beer carts in the same mud. London never stopped moving, not even to let the dead pass. 1889. And for some, the noise, hunger, and isolation led to only one place left. On bridges above the Thames, Desperate souls stared into freezing silence. In a city of millions, loneliness became the ultimate killer. 1890. Looking back, these engravings are more than ink on paper. They are the DNA of the modern world, built on human struggle and sacrifice. Beneath the empire's grandeur, London was a city raised on human bones. 1891. Yet through Doré's work, those who lived in the fog were not forgotten. They still stare back at us, reminding us every great city has tragic foundations. 1900. As the new century approached, London's streets began to change, but the echoes of Victorian misery remained. The empire marched forward, yet the shadows Doré captured still lingered beneath the progress. And even today, when we look back through the fog of history, we remember the forgotten millions who built the modern world.